if you've ever spent time in a gun store and just had casual conversations with gun store owners, most of them, if not all of them in the US, will share stories of when they were reached out to distributors for certain guns, and that distributor came back and said, well, I can give you these guns, but in order to get these guns, you have to buy all these guns that nobody wants, or these guns that are hard to sell, or these guns that I just have a bunch of and I can't get rid of. They all have gone through this process. All of them will have stories just within the last few months this has happened, and it's always happened. We recently interviewed Maggie, and we did a whole video on this. Well, as it turns out, that's a major violation of antitrust laws. They refer to that as a tying arrangement. And a tying arrangement is any time a company needs product and the distributor of that product, or really any scenario like that, when the distributor says, well, I won't sell you this thing unless you buy these other things. Now, if both sides are in agreement on that and one side does not hold power over the other side, this is not illegal. But as long as one side holds power over the other, this is incredibly illegal. It's a credible violation of antitrust laws. The fact that this continues to go on in the gun industry, because there's really, that I'm aware of, I'm not aware of any other industry that this is so blatantly obvious that it continues to go on everywhere. If I'm wrong, put it in the comments below. I am very curious. I'm sure it has to be happening elsewhere. It can't just be the gun industry. But right now, what you're seeing, and I promise you, you go into your favorite gun store and you ask that gun store owner, have you ever reached out to a distributor asking for them to send you a hard-to-get gun, and they tell you that the only way they'll sell you that is if you buy these other things that you actually don't even want? Other scenarios is when you are asking for one or two of a certain type of gun, but they say, well, we'll sell you these two, but only if you buy 10. These are major violations of antitrust laws. You can't just make these tying arrangements when you hold the power over another individual and they have no choice. They could either not have the product and go out of business, or they could buy your product and buy a bunch of stuff they don't actually want or need in order to get the thing they actually need. A major violation, a major violation. Again, I'm just going to say the fact that this continues is ridiculous. And I definitely, search YouTube. I haven't seen any videos on this at all. This is, I believe we are the first ones to openly talk about this tying arrangements and violation of antitrust laws that gun distributors are doing to your gun stores. Now, why do I care? I'm not a gun store owner. Because it affects the gun prices. It affects what's available in my local stores. It affects you and me too. It all trickles downhill. If a gun store owner buys this gun for, let's just say $500, and they're going to sell it for $700, but they had to buy these 10 other guns they didn't want. Now they're losing money over there. Well, now this gun just went up in price. While these go down in price, so they got to get rid of them, they're raising the prices on the things that you actually want and need because they had to buy a bunch of stuff they didn't need to get the stuff they needed. And it's all because the distributors are getting away with this. It needs to stop. It really needs to stop. I'd recommend that y'all reach out to your local representatives and just inform them, because they probably don't know, that there's major tying arrangements being made in huge violations of current antitrust laws. And it has been going on most likely for decades. So there you go. Reach out to your representative, let them know that these tying arrangements that distributors are making has to come to an end. Any thoughts or insight on any of that, definitely put it in the comments below. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. Feel called to support this channel with Patreon. That link is also below. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests. So please don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.